Hey, comic fans, Ravi here from Zanzi Comic Club. Thanks for joining me once again. What a great week it was from a comic book point of view. In the last 2, 3 weeks, we've seen some new trailers uh, consisting of Spider Man No Way Home. We saw Shang-Chi's final trailer a couple days ago. And of course, The Eternals a week prior to that. And I'll start off with Spider Man No Way From Home. What a wonderful, wonderful trailer. I think we're disappointed a number of fans. I think a lot of us were, including myself, was looking for Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in the trailer in some way, shape, or form. There were a couple inklings, a couple Easter eggs that were thrown in there, and I would certainly put some links on this particular video of very cool podcasts that I follow with regard to comic books and media about actual footage that was spotted during the trailer. So, starting with Spider Man No Way Home, I think the most obvious one is the fact that Alfred Molina, Doc Ock, will be reprising his role. It's very clear as daylight. There was rumors, there was speculation, some site pics posted with Doc Ock, Alfred Molina at least, coming onto set, and it was announced that he would be involved quite a while ago. And including that, we also learned that Jamie Foxx would also be reprising his role as Electro. Now, what's interesting in the trailer is, of course, Doc Ock makes his appearance, and wow, we see the tentacles, we see the full on. Yeah, he just basically has the same look and feel as he did in the Spider-Man 2. I think slightly different sunglasses. But obviously, in this particular universe, as you would remember in Spider-Man 2, Doc Ock fell to his demise. Now, I don't know how they're going to do this. I don't know if it's going to be a time warp or a different dimension that they'll go into where Alfred Molina is Dr. Octopus. But that's going to be quite interesting, to say the very least. Now, of course, we also saw a reference of sand, and we saw a reference of electricity. It could very well be the Sandman, it could very well be Electro. There was also speculation that the Lizard was also there in a very obscure scene where Peter Parker's Spider Man was grabbed from behind, and they're saying that that could very well have been the Lizard. And a big one for me, and this is something that wasn't really obvious from the get go, was that scene in the police headquarters where Peter Parker is sitting there, handcuffed to the desk, as you know uh, most potential criminals or convicts in the making, sort of chained to the desk, as it were. And what was interesting is that they blocked out the picture or the headshot of his lawyer, and there's massive speculation that his lawyer is none other than Matt Murdock, possibly played by Charlie Cox, and we all know Matt Murdock's alter ego is the Daredevil. Now, that will may have the makings of a very interesting movie where you're going to see multiple universes and sub-universes coming together. So now effectively we would have a primordial link between the Netflix Marvel Universe and, of course, the MCU as we know it. Interesting stuff, and I think the fact that Doctor Strange is playing a fundamental role here does add a bit of meat, a bit of gravitas to the storyline, and I'm looking forward to seeing what comes up next. And obviously, the one that I didn't mention, and I want to knock myself out for not doing this, is the pumpkin scene. Now, obviously, the pumpkin, the exploding pumpkin bomb, references none other than the Green Goblin, and there's huge speculation or confirmed speculation at least that William Dafoe will be reprising his role as the Green Goblin. So definitely it seems that the storyline is centered around Doctor Strange going into multiple dimensions with Peter Parker, Spider-Man. So kind of like I see Doctor Strange kind of like playing a Madam Web type of role. And that would have been interesting if they brought a Madam Web like character, but if you remember, if you watched the Spider-Man 1994 series, Madam Web played a significant role in the last 2 seasons of Spider-Man, and he went into multiple dimensions. In fact, the finale didn't really give much of a resolution. It just indicated that he was heading back home with Madam Web, but it would have been interesting to see what would have happened there. So I'll check out the Spider-Man 1994 series. Those of you that have access to Disney Plus will more than likely have that available to you. Of course, us here in South Africa, we have yet to be exposed to or have access to Disney Plus particularly. So definitely something to consider, something to watch. But the point I was trying to make is that Doctor Strange, I think, will be walking through multiple dimensions, multiple planes with Peter Parker, with Spider-Man, in an effort to try and rectify the timeline, or to omit the fact that everybody now knows his identity. Now, we remember how this all came about. Those of you who haven't watched Spider-Man Far From Home, in the end of the movie, and spoiler alert, we had Mysterio, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, revealing the fact that Peter Parker is indeed Spider-Man. And he had footage, and he showed all of, fabricated some evidence, if you will, saying the drones belonged to him and he was responsible for the terrorist attacks in London and what have you. But the point is that his identity is out there. Spider-Man's implicated a number of things. There's like a lot of hate for this guy, and what's weird for me is that he didn't really do much to garner the hate. But I suppose that's the majesty of Spider-Man as a whole. And then, last but not least, we of course had many references to potentially Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield. They weren't shown in the teaser. I'm willing to bet at some point we might see the emergence of Michael Keaton as the Vulture. What's happened very recently, and I think this really almost caused a pop on the internet, a bit of an explosion, with Keaton making an appearance on the Morbius trailer. And that's due for release at the beginning of next year. And I see a connected storyline where finally the Sony's ambition of a Sinister Six will come to fruition, with the Vulture and Morbius possibly joining it. And this, I think, will really set the fans off on a tangent, is if the possibility of Venom and Carnage also being included there as well. I'm excited for that possibility, and I'm really happy that Sony's finally got their project off the ground, and I think they're doing it in the right way. Do it through the MCU, and breathe some life into these other characters that are coming up in the individual pieces as well. So, Spider-Man No Way Home, trailer's out, check it out. I'll put the link on this video as well. And yeah, sound off your thoughts, sound off your comments. Let us know what you think of the new Spider-Man trailer, what you would like to see. Do you think Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are part of it? If anything, I think Miles Morales as Spider-Man will be making an appearance here. I'm willing to put money on that. But would love to hear from you guys. Stay cool, stay safe, and yeah, keep watching, keep reading, and I'd love to hear from you. My details in the bio. Take care. Bye-bye.